In a world where success stories are glamorized, motivation is often seen as the golden key to achievement. But the truth is, motivation is like a spark. It ignites quickly, but fades just as fast. What really shapes a person's destiny is discipline. The ability to move forward even when the heart isn't in it, when no one is watching, and when everything feels difficult. This is the story of a boy named Aiden, whose journey from an impulsive dreamer to a focused achiever shows how discipline triumphs when motivation runs dry. Aiden was 17 when he decided he wanted to become a professional marathon runner. It wasn't because he loved running. It was because he watched a viral video of an Olympic runner crossing the finish line in tears, his country's flag draped around his shoulders. That image lit a fire in Aiden's chest. "That's going to be me," he whispered to himself that night. The next morning, he woke up at 5 a.m., laced up his shoes, and ran with all his heart. He felt alive, energized, unstoppable. For the next 3 days, he repeated the same routine. But on the fourth day, the early morning cold bit into his skin. His legs ached from the previous runs. His motivation, that fiery, blazing feeling, was gone. He hit snooze. Days turned into weeks, and Aiden slowly slipped back into his old routine, scrolling through his phone, dreaming big, doing nothing. He started calling himself lazy, but deep down, it wasn't laziness. It was dependence on motivation, and motivation had betrayed him. One rainy evening, Aiden was walking through a local park, earbuds in, shoulders slumped. That's when he noticed an old man running, not jogging, running full speed in the rain. His back was slightly bent, his knees looked stiff, but his eyes were focused like fire. The man didn't stop even when the thunder rolled. Curiosity got the better of Aiden. He followed the man to a bench where he finally stopped and began stretching. "Sir," Aiden asked, "why are you running in the rain?" The old man smiled. "Because I don't rely on the weather to shape my goals." Aiden blinked. "Aren't you tired? Don't you ever feel unmotivated?" The man laughed. "Of course I do. Motivation is a guest. It visits. But discipline? Discipline is the house you live in." That sentence struck Aiden like lightning. The next morning, Aiden woke up at 5 a.m., not because he was excited, not because he felt powerful, but because he made a promise to himself: "I'll show up, no matter how I feel." The first week was hard. His muscles screamed. His mind tempted him with sleep, comfort, excuses. But he remembered the old man, and he pushed on. He ran slowly, steadily, and logged each day on a calendar. Not to track progress, but to keep a promise. At school, his friends mocked him. "Why are you torturing yourself?" one laughed. "You're not even that good." But Aiden had tasted something new. It wasn't adrenaline. It wasn't passion. It was self-respect. Each day he ran, he respected himself more. One morning, after a month of consistent training, Aiden tripped and twisted his ankle during a trail run. The doctor advised rest for 2 weeks. As Aiden sat on his bed with an ice pack, fear crept in. What if I lose my rhythm? What if I give up again? But something was different this time. He couldn't run, but he could read. He could stretch. He could visualize his roots. He kept waking up at 5 a.m., even though he couldn't hit the road. He had learned that discipline wasn't just about doing the task. It was about showing up. 3 months later, Aiden signed up for a local half marathon. He didn't tell anyone, not even his parents. It wasn't about proving to others. It was about proving to himself that he could finish something he started. On race day, the sun was unforgiving. His legs threatened to give up at mile 8. His breath grew shallow. His mind screamed, "Why are you doing this? No one is watching." But Aiden was watching, and that was enough. He crossed the finish line 73rd out of 200. Not a medal, no applause. But when he sat on the grass, chest heaving, a single tear rolled down his cheek. He hadn't run for motivation. He had run for discipline, and that made him a winner. Over the next year, Aiden's life transformed. He applied the same discipline to his studies, to his relationships, to his nutrition. He created a schedule and stuck to it, not perfectly but faithfully. People started calling him focused, committed, hardworking. But Aiden knew the truth. He was still the same boy who once gave up after 3 days. The only difference was that now he didn't wait to feel like it. He just did it. Ironically, the more disciplined Aiden became, the more motivated he felt. But now motivation wasn't his engine. It was a bonus. Some days he felt excited. Other days he felt nothing. But his actions didn't change. One day, the same friends who once mocked him came to him for advice. "How do you stay so consistent?" one asked. Aiden smiled, echoing the words of the old man. "Motivation is a guest. Discipline is the house I built for it." When Aiden turned 21, he started a free running club for teenagers in his community. Not to make champions, but to teach one core value: discipline over motivation. He told them, "Motivation will lie to you. It'll say, 'Not today, try tomorrow, wait until you feel ready.' But discipline is silent. It just gets to work." One of his students asked, "But what if we fail even after being disciplined?" Aiden replied, "Then you fail with honor. You fail with strength. You fail with the kind of pride that lazy people never understand. But often, you won't fail, because consistency always creates miracles." On the 5th anniversary of his first race, Aiden wrote a letter to his 17-year-old self. "Dear Aiden, I know you want to be great. I know you want to feel powerful. But here's the truth. You won't always feel it, and that's okay. What matters is not how loud your motivation shouts, but how quietly your discipline works. You will feel tired. You will want to quit. But every time you show up, even without feeling like it, you carve your future with iron hands. So wake up, tie your shoes, do your work, even on bad days, especially on bad days. That's how greatness is born. Love your future self, a disciplined man. Motivation is beautiful. It feels good. It sounds inspiring. It moves the heart, but it is unreliable. You can't build an empire on emotions that change with the wind. You need discipline, the unshakable commitment to do what's right, long after the excitement is gone. Aiden's story teaches us that discipline doesn't make you superhuman. It makes you steadfast. And when life gets tough, it's not the motivated who survive. It's the disciplined who rise. So the next time you don't feel like showing up, show up anyway. That's where the real transformation begins. From Aiden's journey, we learn that motivation might light the fire, but discipline keeps it burning. And as you watch this story, you also improved your English, picked up new vocabulary, and most importantly, got one step closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Now let's go over some key vocabulary from this story. Ignite, to light or start a fire or feeling. That image lit a fire in Aiden's chest. Discipline, the practice of training oneself to follow rules or a routine. Discipline is the house you live in. Consistency, doing something regularly without giving up, because consistency always creates miracles. Transformed to change completely in form or appearance. Aiden's life transformed. Self-respect. A feeling of pride in your own worth. Each day he ran, he respected himself more. Unshakable cannot be weakened or moved. You need discipline, the unshakable commitment.